Hey, what up y'all? It's me, your boy, Lil D, coming at you from the den with another nursing video. And in today's video, I want to talk about calling in sick as a nurse or healthcare provider. Now, before we get into the video, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. I post nursing related videos 1 to 2 times a week. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe for more YouTube videos. I'm making this video because I have felt pretty guilty. This last week, I had to call in 2 days in a row because, I just wasn't feeling well. I spiked a fever of 102. I broke out into the sweats. I was feeling congested and coughing, which you might still be able to hear in my voice. But I know I shouldn't be working with my patients. At the same time, I did feel really guilty having to call out. As healthcare providers, should we feel guilty for calling in sick? We preach to our patients and their families all the time that if they're not feeling well, to stay home, or if they're not drinking enough fluids, to drink enough liquids, or if they're not eating correctly, to make sure that they eat correctly. Where at some point we forget this for ourselves, and for some reason we think that this doesn't apply to us, when really we should be taking care of ourselves as well. For example, a nurse who smokes cigarettes, who smells like cigarettes, and then they come back into the building and tries to teach a patient and their family members the risk factors of smoking. You gotta practice what you preach. And really, one of the main things that we can do is invest in our own health. If you're not feeling well, just stay at home. And I know for a lot of us, that's the hardest thing, is that we want to get back to work. That's a common question that I get asked by my patients, is when can I get back to work? But it's really not worth it for us to go into a facility like what we do, hospitals, clinics, nursing homes. And if we're sick, we're going to end up costing the company a whole lot more money because we're going to be spreading this around to everybody compared to calling off for a couple days, making sure you're feeling well, and then going back to work. One thing that our hospital tells us is when there's a shooter in the hospital, is our main thing is to get out of the hospital, get away from that shooter, because when the shooting is done, we can't provide care to the patients if we're harmed ourselves. So let's say that you do decide to go to work, and I have done this myself. I woke up in the morning, I wasn't feeling the best, but I thought I could do this today. And some of you work 8-hour shifts, 10, some of you work 12 like I do, or 12 and a half, I call them. But I went into work around 9 or 10 o'clock. I was not feeling good whatsoever. And the worst part is that I was not able to leave because I can't abandon my patients. Patient abandonment is a real thing, and just because you're sick doesn't mean that you're free to go. I had to wait until a covering nurse, we had to find a covering nurse. I had a nurse come in from home, had to wait for them to get ready, come and get settled at work. I still had to maintain my work with my patients because I can't abandon them. And then I had to give them a report and finish up on my documentation. And by the time I got out of there, I started feeling really sick at 10. I didn't get out of the hospital until 12. And so this is something that you need to consider for you and your patients. Not only are you disrupting yourself, you're also disrupting your patients. They're familiar with you, and now you're bringing in another nurse where they have to get familiar with them. And then this nurse only has a limited time to get them what they need if they're being discharged, or to get them ready for the night shift and hand off report to that nurse. If you're like me, I'm sure you don't like calling off sick, and I felt really bad, and I'm still not feeling the best today. But just do it for yourself. Invest in your own health. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. That way you can care for people later on, because if you don't take care of yourself, that's going to be one less health worker in the future. This was a little bit more of a serious type of video just because, again, I'm not feeling 100%. But let me know what your thoughts are. Have you ever gone to work when you didn't feel like you should be at work? Leave that in the comments down below. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe. If you want to see more of me, you can check out one of my other nursing related videos right here. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.